Hello guys, and welcome once again to Amodi's YouTube channel. Here we discuss fashion, lifestyle, and mostly sewing tutorials. In today's tutorial, I'll be continuing our beginners YouTube series, and today's topic, I'll be taking you through drafting a basic skirt block. You can alter this basic skirt block to create your flare skirt, to create your A-line skirt as well. But today's tutorial will just be on the basic skirt block. First things first, we'll get our measurements. In skirt length, I'll be showing you the basic, a short pencil skirt of length 23 inches, and then a long skirt length of about 35 inches. It is usually for because of this paper, I'll be managing what I have. The next step is to figure out how to get our skirt block on paper. To get your skirt block on paper, what you do is your fullest measurement, which is most times your hip measurement, divided by 2. So my hip measurement is 36 inches. 36 divided by 2 is 18 inches, meaning my paper here is going to be 18 inches. So this is 18 inches here. All right. So from the top of my paper now, I'll measure 18 inches down to the length of my paper. 18 inches. This 18 inches means one part is going to be for the front and one part is going to be for the back fold. Our skirt length is, the skirt length we're working with is 23 inches for a short skirt. 23 inches. I mark it from the top of my paper to the length I'm working with. 23 inches as well. And then I connect with a straight ruler. I connect this point with a straight ruler. So this is our skirt block on fold. This portion like this is going to be for the front when you open it, and then another one, two of this now. One is going to be for the front, a second one is going to be for the back. This is when we cut our measurement on fold. So next thing you do now is this, your 18 inches, your skirt block, you divide it into 2 again, meaning 9 inch. So this 18 inch means that our skirt block we are going to draft is going to work within this frame of 18 inches only. So you mark your 9 inches from top to bottom. You can also say your hip divided by 4. So from the top now, you connect straight down. Straight down. So now, since we cut most of our clothes on fold, it means when we fold this paper now, this means when we open it up, this 9 inches will become 18 inches when we open it up. This 9 inches here as well, when we open it up, it will become 18 inches. So 18 plus 18 is 36, giving us our hip measurement. So on this top of your paper, you mark your hip length. You mark your hip length. Our hip length is usually 7 to 9 inches depending on size. So with this, for this tutorial, I'll be working with 8 inches, mostly 8 inches to be on the safe side. You mark across your paper. Then you connect with a straight line. This line signifies our hip line. The top of our paper is our waistline. So this side is going to be our center front, the front of our fabric. center front, center front, and here is going to be the back of our fabric. This is the center back. So here is going to be the side of our skirt. From the center of our front, we measure our waistline on our waist. On our waist length, we measure our waist measurement. Our waist measurement is 28. You will say, since we've divided our block now into 4, which is 36 divided by 4, 9 on both sides, we're going to be working with quarter of our measurement. So 28 divided by 4 is 7 inches. So from the center of your, from the front of your paper, which is your center front, you're going to measure your 7 inches here. And on your waistline, you also measure your 7 inch in front here. And then with your hip curve, you connect to your hip line like this. Like this. It's as simple as this to the length of your skirt. This is for a basic dartless skirt block. So now if you're going to input your dart on your skirt, what you're going to do is you get your nipple to nipple measurement, which is mostly your dart line. For me is 3.5. You mark 3.5 from your center line. You do the same thing for your front. You mark 3.5. Now from this your dart line, you measure the length of your dart line to be 4 inches for most people. So you measure your 3.5 on that 4 inch and you connect with a straight line. You do the same thing here. You measure your 3.5 up to your dart length. This is to give more fitting to your skirt, and it also depends on the kind of fabric you're working with. If you're working with a stretchy fabric like velvet, lycra, you would not need a dart. On both sides of your dart line now, we'll work with a dart of intake of 1 inch. So on both sides of your dart line now, you mark half of an inch on both sides, giving the total of our dart leg to be 1 inch, as you can see. So ½ inch on both sides of your dart leg will give you your dart. You connect this to the length of your dart. Remember, our dart length is 4 inches from the waistline. You connect like this. You do the same thing for the front pattern. You mark half of an inch on both sides, ½ inch, a total of 1 inch dart intake, and you connect like so to your dart length. As you can see, our dart length is 4 inches long. So what you will do now for this side, remember you took in 1 inch. That means when you are folding it, you're going to be short of 1 inch of fabric when you are sewing your dart. What will happen now is you will replace this 1 inch on the side where you took it from your actual hip waist measurement. You add it back 1 inch, and from this 1 inch now you connect it back into your hip measurement like this with a smooth curve. Like this. So this line now is your new hip measurement. You erase this old line. This is your new waist length. You replace the same that you took here in the front as well. You add your 1 inch back on the side, and then you connect it back into your hip line with a smooth curve. So you erase this old line. This is no longer your waist measurement. So this is our new waist measurement. This is our new waist measurement. Now for your waistline, you also need to give more shaping to your center front. So you come down your center front line on your waist in the front pattern, the front block. You come down from the top of your block by half of an inch. From this half of an inch, now you connect into your waist line with a curve like this. This is your new waistline, and for the back it remains this straight line. This is your new waist length for your front block. So now your dart is not going to extend this way, although when you are cutting you are going to add allowance to your dart so that you do not fall short of fabric. So what you do is you connect from one dart leg now to this other dart leg. So when you're cutting your paper, this is the line you're going to work with, right? So you just connect slightly like this and cut like this. That's all for your front skirt block. For your back now, to remove zipper bulge, you come in on your center back line. This is where your zipper is going to be. You come in by half of an inch. From this half of an inch, you connect like this into your hip line. This will remove any bulging of skirt zip. So this is no longer your center back line. Your zip allowance is not going to start from here. This is where your skirt waist is going to start from. So you get rid of this old line. And so this is your skirt block. Remember, this is a very simple skirt block for a short skirt, as you can see. This is a short skirt. And so when you're adding your allowance now, you come here, you add 1 inch allowance, you add your 1 inch allowance for your zip allowance. You do the same down to the length of your skirt. And this is for your zip allowance for your center back. Then for your side, you cut it and you put 1 inch allowance as well, starting from here down, starting from here down. Now for a longer skirt, this is the short length. For a longer skirt, you just extend your pattern like this. For a pencil skirt, on your skirt length, which is usually mostly on your knee line, you come in 1 inch from the side of your block. 1 inch. If you want it more fitted than this, you can go in 1.5 inch to 2 inches. Anything above 2 to 3 inches is going to be very, very tight. So for this tutorial, I'll be working with 1 inch from our side block. That means from our hip line that we measured as 9 inches, we're going to be using 8 inches here to make our skirt more fitted. For something more fitted, you can work with 1.5 measurements from your block. Working with 1 inch. So from your hip line now, you connect to the pencil line. You do the same for your front. And this is it for your pencil skirt. For a straight skirt, you just cut along your block line. For a fitted skirt, you come in from your block line 1 inch to 1.5 inch for a more comfortable fitting skirt. For a longer skirt, which is usually midi length to full dress, you come down the length of the dress 2 inches, 2 inches on the side. So this is the length of our skirt as our paper would permit, the length of our skirt. So on the block we'll go in 2 inches. This is for skirts that are longer than the knee length, from midi length upwards, downwards rather. So from your hip line now, you connect this 2 inches point. From your hip line, at the length of your skirt, the 2 inches you took inwards, you connect straight to your hip line. So we're going to be erasing this line. So you connect with a straight ruler from your hip line. You connect all the way to the length of your dress. Do the same for the front pattern. You connect it from your 2 inches to your hip line with a straight ruler. This is what you have, so your side, front, and this is what you have for your side, back. This is for a shorter skirt length of about 23 inches to 25 inches, and for a long skirt length of about 38 to 41 inches. This is your full length. This is what it looks like for your basic skirt block. In the next tutorial, I'll be showing you how to use this basic skirt block to get your A-line skirt. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you found this tutorial helpful, kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell so you are notified when I drop the next video on this channel. Thank you and see you in our next tutorial. Bye bye.